Welcome back to the Kerbal Space Program. In our last episode, we created a reliable single-stage to orbit launch vehicle. And today, we are going to start our space station. The purpose of this space station will be to dock the launch crafts, refuel them, and leave them on their way to the stars. Today, we are going to launch two components, the core of the station and the docking part. Later on, we are going to add more and more parts to our space station, and in this, I want your help. Which parts do you think should be added to our station? Maybe we need extra fuel storage? Maybe we need a science laboratory kind of structure. Leave your comments below the video and I will see what we can do about it. So this is going to be our core module, and at first I wanted to create it with this standard capsule, but then I decided, why do that when we can do fancy stuff? So in a minute I'm going to change the capsule to another one. Other than that, it is going to be a pretty simple apparatus. Just a fuel tank with a capsule, some RCS and some solar panels. Basically, exactly what we need for the start of the space station. As an ascent stage, we're going to use the asparagus design for 4 LV30 engines, and in addition we'll use a couple of solid rocket boosters. Although we don't really need them, it is always fun with more solid rockets. So I'm going to finish this build and I'll see you on the launch pad. For this launch we are going to use the standard launch procedure, which we've seen many times, so we can safely speed it up to, I think, 8 times normal speed, because there is nothing unusual about it. There is no problems, no errors, everything is just working as it should. We are gaining our altitude. We are at 20,000, where we begin to flatten our trajectory a little bit. And we'll continue doing so until we reach our apoapsis of around 80,000 meters, at which point we are just going to cut our engines and create a maneuver to circularize our orbit. Well, almost there. Our apoapsis is in order. Our altitude is above 70,000, so we create our maneuver node and we tweak it a little bit so that we have a more or less circularized orbit. And everything is going exactly as planned. You will reach the apoapsis of 72,000 meters, and now we're just going to circularize it with the little burn at the apoapsis, and then we're going to circularize it again, and it's done. Time to just unfold our solar panels and to continue to the VAB to create our docking part. For the docking module, we are going to use a robotic probe, and we are going to put 5 docking ports on top of it, and just the usual launch vehicle behind it with just a tiny LV-909 engine for orbital maneuver. We're also going to use some RCGs on this one and add some of the RCS thrusters on the top so that when we are docking we have some measure of control over our vehicle. The ascent stage, as usual, the asparagus design. And it's almost ready, so I'll see you on the launch pad. And here we are, another night launch, and we are just following the same launch procedure as before, with the little difference that this time I overshot a little bit and my apoapsis was rising a little bit too fast, so I will have to do some orbital maneuvering with the LV-909 engine, and our orbit will be a little bit higher than we wanted, so in the end we'll have to spend some time to actually catch up the course part. In the beginning I wanted to do the difference between orbits of around 9 kilometers, but it didn't work out, and our final orbit will be 90 on 90, and the core part is around 92 kilometers. What that means is that we can either spend some fuel and change our orbit, or we can just wait, because eventually we will catch up as we are flying on lower orbit than the other station part, and it is just a matter of time till the 2 station parts are aligned. So I'm going to do some time warping and I'll see you in a bit. And here we are. Our closest approach to the station part is 5 kilometers. So we are going to start our docking maneuver right now. Our first order of business is to kill our lateral velocity and to make sure that we are not moving relative to the other station part. To do that, we select the target as the other station part and we'll simply burn retrograde on our nav wall. Sounds easy, right? And easy it is. Basically, after you do the docking procedure at least once, it's really easy to do it again, and with each time it becomes easier and easier, as most things in our life. So here we are, our velocities are not completely aligned but very close, and we got our second encounter at around 2 kilometers. So we're going to time warp to it, and we're going to use our engines to burn here. And we almost killed our velocity. So now it's time to use our RCS to burn towards the station core, and to make sure that our encounter is even closer. So here we are. Our closest approach is 200 meters. Time to kill our lateral velocity again. This takes a little bit finesse because we are not moving in exactly forward direction. We are kind of moving diagonal to the station, and at this point I've for some reason lost the target. Don't know why it happened, but it happened. So let's align ourselves with the station, and let's align the other part with us too. Okay, the parts are facing each other. All we have to do is to burn straight for the target. At some point when we are close enough, around 20 meters, we're going to slow our approach to 0.5 meter a second and do some minor course corrections, and boom, we've done a successful dock. Now let's time warp to the day side of Kerbin and watch at our creation in the rays of the sun. I think it's a major success, and Wilwin Kerbin agrees. Let's see what kind of view he got. I think it's gorgeous. I ate all the snacks. Bad person. Stop using sheets of metal as pushes. You have spares. And let's do a little EVA. Just to look at our station from the better angle. Maybe something broke off. No, doesn't look like it. So, let's get back inside. One does not simply grab on the space station ladder. But eventually, Wilwin manages to control his appendages and board directly without even grabbing on some kind of surface. Our launch was a major success, but unfortunately, it's that time when I have to say thank you all for watching. Remember to like, dislike, and comment this video in the section below. I'm looking forward to your ideas about another parts for our space station and other kinds of ideas or comments you might have. My name is Darlock, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.